Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a great film. It has amazing villains, looks gorgeous, and does a great job expanding the Shrek universe. There's a lot to love, a lot to talk about, and by far one of my favorite aspects of the film was the character of Death. Death is the main antagonist Puss faces throughout the film. While Jack and Goldie are obstacles in the way of getting to the last wish, they aren't so much as attacking Puss but trying to get the map. But Death, his purpose in the film is to kill Puss in Boots. First of all, he's one of the most interesting villains we have gotten out of the Shrek franchise. All other villains except Lord Farquaad were fairy tale characters, and even Farquaad feels like a fairy tale trope. But Death, he isn't like the rest. He is above everyone else. He is a superior being. He isn't part of this fairy tale world. He is literally death, the manifestation of death. He is death. He is superior. And the fact that he doesn't fit the mold makes him feel all the more special. Every other character in this universe, at one time or another, was silly. Villain, hero, or even some background character, they'll have some slightly comedic aspect, which we come to expect from Shrek films. But Death is serious throughout the movie. Death isn't someone to play around with. After his first duel with Puss, it solidified how cool he was. Seeing Puss panic whenever he showed up, it just made him all the more scary. I haven't been scared of anything in a movie or TV show since at least 2017, but when Death would show up, it did scare me. Because he will win, and you will die at one point or another if you fight it or accept it. Something about him being a being that just can't be defeated makes him all the more scarier. Another aspect I love so much is his whistling. It helps add to his presence and make you know that when you hear the whistling, he is here. Something I don't like in horror nowadays is there's just too much jump scares. But having looming threats that build up, the better, without seeing anything, that's what I like. And the whistle helps just add to Death's presence. You're like, okay, stuff's about to go down. Another aspect is just how calm he is. He keeps his cool many times just observing Puss from the background of a scene, looking scary, up until right before the end of the film. The fact that he stays so calm shows his confidence in knowing that he will eventually win. The film does a great job of setting up Death to be special. From the moment you look at him, he just looks different. I love the shot of looking in the mirror and we see Puss sitting down all tiny and the big cloaked figure at his side. The character design is so amazing. The height, the red eyes, the cloak, and of course the sides. It's iconic, I think, even though the film's only been out for a few months. But another great aspect is Death in this movie specifically. Now, Shrek 4 is a film similar to this one as far as the theme is concerned. There, we see Shrek who doesn't have value, he doesn't value his life, and he takes for granted what he has. Here, we see Puss who starts the film as arrogant and doesn't value his life. He couldn't even be bothered to think of the impact when he died. Basically, wanted to get up, and he just thought he was immoral. He tries to find the last wish because Puss in Boots is supposed to be the fearless hero who is arrogant, self obsessed, takes unnecessary risks, and Puss doesn't want to be scared. Something I found really interesting about him running away from getting married is he said it was the first time he ever got scared. I think why he ran is because he was scared that if he got married, he wouldn't be the same fearless hero Puss in Boots, and he couldn't lose that part of himself. That's why he was scared. And that connects to why Death fits so well in the movie. In the first Puss in Boots movie, we see the formation of the hero Puss in Boots. We see all he does and how the persona of the fearless hero comes to be. But in this movie, we see Puss get a bit more grounded. He needs to learn that having fear isn't a bad thing, but playing around with your life is not okay. With Perito and Kitty, he finally saw that he could have a family. He could just be happy, not running for his life and acting like this showboat fearless hero. But with that, it showed Puss that's the only way to go if you want to live. I think that the reason that Puss beat Death in the end was he had something to fight for. At the start, Puss was running around like a child, masquerading as the fearless hero, arrogant but alone, pretending to be fearless yet unable to face his fears. At the end, Puss has a family and he can face his fears. At the start, Puss would laugh in the face of Death, trying to mask his fear, and that is when Death came for him. At the end, Puss realizes that death will win, but he has people he cares about. He can't take risks with his life. He needs to fight for what he loves. He can still be a hero, but he can't waste his life again. The role that death plays is to scare Puss to play it safe, to make him look back on his past lives as the fearless hero, and look at all the lives he wasted. He was there to bring Puss back to Earth and make him realize that to play it safe, to live a good life, or he can die again wastefully. In reality, Death isn't a villain. He's a force of nature who was after Puss not out of some vendetta or he wanted something, but to change him. He can't be stopped, and he will eventually win, but it just wasn't Puss's time yet. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a great film with so many great aspects in it, but Death, he is just next level. Everything about it is masterfully thought out to create the perfect, scary force of nature of a character. Death is now one of the most beloved characters in the Shrekverse, and for good reason. I almost feel ashamed because before this film was released, I didn't expect this film to be anything good, but wow, it was. Anyways, though, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and what did you think about Death? What other aspects of Push and Boot should I discuss? Because I'm open to it. All that and more, leave in the comments down below. If you want to see why Aladdin is so good due to its simplicity, check out this video. If you want to see more movie breakdowns, live action, or animated, subscribe because I have a lot more on the way. Thanks for watching. I've been Fictional Fanatics dressed up as Puss in Boots. And until the next one, bye.